Hello and welcome everybody back to Fresh from the Trollbox, the BitMEX Trader Podcast. We are in our episode 20 and we have a guest today. Next to Stephan, our CEO, we have Jack Gillet, our quantitative mastermind and trader in residence, and he's going to share some arbitrage opportunities that we've observed in the last couple of weeks. But before we get to that, we need to look into the week and how it was trading. Stephan, how was your week and how did you trade this week?
I guess for everyone who's into crypto, great week. We've seen Bitcoin breaking the upward resistance around 48K. We even tested the 52K, basically driven by inflows and ETFs. Probably, if you see how much TradFi is buying, it's basically even more than miners can make at the time with block rewards. So this is really positive news here. So we have net inflows into the ecosystem, which is very, very nice. So finally, we've made it. Second thing for me noteworthy is the relative pump on ETH. Basically now catching up with Bitcoin a little bit, percentage-wise, much more up than Bitcoin. So, I mean, after the drop over the last couple of weeks and even month and the uncontested Bitcoin dominance, I think that's nice for the ones who trade a lot on ETH. I have to say, and that's my lead over, I had a very nice trade over the last couple of, I think 2 weeks or so on ADA. So Cardano, a little bit back there. So I made, we just discussed for the preparation, I made a 221% on my trade on ADA. Unfortunately, I didn't invest $1 million here. So I still need to work, but that is basically the perfect lead over to Jack, who wants to propose or basically show us some arbitrage ideas, because with BitMEX, you can even arbitrage on the more altcoin side. And there have been quite a few opportunities over the last couple of weeks, and there are still some. And we wanted to share it with you so that you know what to look out for when you trade on BitMEX and other venues, of course, as well. So, Jack, over to you.
Thanks, Stephan. Yeah, we've seen some really interesting funding rate arb opportunities on BitMEX in the last couple of weeks. These are trades where you can go long the spot and short the perpetuals contract, and tie in a relatively high yield on your capital. By relatively high, I've got an opportunity I'm about to show you that annualizes to over 100%. So there's a really good opportunity here for people who have capital that's lying idle to come and trade perpetuals on our platform. Let me just quickly do a screen share here so you can see I'm on the BitMEX platform. I'm just going to jump to our Link USDT contract, which is one of the contracts in question. Now, having a look at this contract, you can see that the traded volume is about 43,000 Link every day, but the open interest is nearly 4 times that, 150K Link. So this is telling me that there's 1 or 2 whales who have some really big positions here, and it's bidding up the funding rate. You can see the funding rate is 0.14%. That might not sound so exciting, but this compares to an average funding rate of 0.01. So it's 14 times the normal funding rate. And this pays out 3 times a day to the shorts. So if you multiply that up, that's sort of about 0.5% a day, or well over 100% annualized a year. So there's a really good opportunity here. Once again, the trade opportunity is to go long the spot and short the perp. So your net neutral market risk, if the price goes up, you win on the spot and lose on the perp, and the opposite if the price goes down. So you're really well hedged, but your short perp position is receiving this funding rate. Now, the funding rate does vary. So if I hover over, you can see that it's only going to be 0.08% in the next period predicted. So this seems like something where you want to check how the history has been performing. And we have a really good tool for this, the funding rate history tool, which I've also got open now. You can see that if I run down to Link on here, we can check how long this opportunity has been live for. And you can see that the funding rate has been really elevated, not just for the last 2 or 3 periods, and there are 3 periods a day as a reminder. But if I zoom down here, you can see that it was live sort of 6th, 7th, 8th Feb. So this is a 100% annualized opportunity that's been open for at least a week so far. And I've noticed that this is not just isolated to Link. I'll pull up Matic as well, which is another one that I've noticed. This opportunity has been around for a while. Again, you can see this really, really large funding rate. And this one goes back even further. It maybe started around the 31st of January. So we're now talking 2 weeks already. To be honest, if I could sit in a 100% annualized funding rate trade for 2 weeks, I'd already feel I was doing really well. But these things don't show any sign of going away right now. You do need to watch your position. You do need to be careful about execution. You do need to think about how you're going to margin your short perp position. But for this funding rate opportunity, I think it's really worth taking the time to do that. But thanks very much, Stephan. That's all I really had to say today.
Okay, thanks. I mean, that what I want to make sure is that our audience really gets that, right? I mean, you can arbitrage just on price, but this is really a delta neutral strategy that gives you quite a significant return, but just deploying some spare capital that you have, right? And looking out for these is actually something that you can play all around the year, regardless of what the sentiment is. Is it going up? Is it going down? You can do it. So look out for funding rates. Use the history tool and stay tuned. I mean, I guess we will enlarge that now, not every episode, but once in a while having Jack here, so to make sure that we proliferate the knowledge about that, because we want you actually to be successful. It's not for us. We are just here to operate the platform for you guys. And with that, my thing is, we started this week, right? I mean, Chinese New Year is over. And we have the Chase the Dragon's Fortune trading competition, which is run by Usi. So maybe a couple of words how it's going. I've seen quite some positive news, nice P&L, nice prizes going out. So what's up?
Yeah, exactly. Competition is starting on Monday. We're ready. We've bought all the prices, and that's sort of why you might have seen interesting watches or phones, etc., laying around. We start on the Monday 19th at midday UTC. There is up to $88,000 in prize money up for grabs to the top 88 traders. We will ask all the traders to share their P&L cards, to brag a little bit about their strategies and where they make the money, as well as we have a cool incentive for anybody that refers friends and community. The top 3 referrers will be eligible for iPads and iPhones that they can keep, give away to their communities, or whatever they want to do with it. So competition is looking promising. We start on the 19th, and we invite obviously everybody to join. And with that, I'd say it's a wrap of the week, but we need to predict what's happening next week. So
Yes.
give the honor
To the cue.
to our friend Jack. You may just say when I throw it, and that may be the fortune of chasing the dragon.
Let's
Say
go.
yes. 100x.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Here we go. So we're at 52 right now, 51,700 as we record. Let's hope for 100x, and that'll help the funding rates. That'll help the competition. That'll help, obviously, all traders and the exchange. Have good fun, guys. Have a nice weekend, and see you soon.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.